This is English 101 online. My name is Dr. Martha Bone. I'm the teacher, and I love teaching, so I hope we'll have a good time in this course. I do have room in my on-campus courses for students, and I always think it's easier on campus, easier to teach and easier to take as a student. So if you want to think about that. However, I am making these recordings so that we can get to know each other, and I get to know you through your papers and emails, and I want you to get to know me, so here I am. I also think I'm going to do 5 or 6 of these, I think there are 5 of them, 5 of these videos, which are on YouTube, which will, I hope, make the course easier for students to understand and get started with and do well. So it's a good thing, it's a new thing, and I'm enjoying it. Now, the first thing I want to talk about in English 101 is the syllabus. Well, no, first I'm going to talk about what I expect. There's an old saying that you forget that what you learn. Wait a minute, let me get started. See, these are just casual, so when I mess up, you'll get to keep a record of it. Education, the old saying it is what you have left when you forget everything you learned in college. So I know that 20 years from now, you're not going to remember an essay, although you will remember 1 or 2 that impressed you, I think. But what I hope that you will remember from English 101 is to follow directions. Very important, not just in English 101, but in everything you do. Everything. Follow directions. I always tell the story of my son trying to put up a ceiling fan when he first married, and it was a mess after 3 hours. And finally, his wife stepped in and said, "Here are the directions. We're following them." And a half hour later, they had the thing all put together. Follow directions. It's much easier to do it that way, and it's much better for everybody. I want you to learn to turn your work in on time, not just for English 101, but that's something you're going to be doing 20 years from now. That's how you hold down a job. You show up, you get your work done on time as often as you can. And the third thing, which I hope I will teach, and I hope that you will learn in English 101, is thinking logically. Thinking logically. And we're going to be talking about that more as we go along. Okay. Also, this is number 4. I should have put it first maybe. I count off for grammar. I count off for spelling and the use of words. We're going to have a list of terrible words that you can't use. It'll be up on the internet sometime this week or next week before the first paper is due. I teach what we call standard English, and I teach it not just because I think it's good. It is not an ethical or moral question. I could understand you even not speaking standard English. We all speak several dialects. I teach it because that's what works in the workplace. Speaking and writing standard English well is going to get you a job and help you keep a job and advance in it. So that's part of my job. So anyway, those 4 things are what this course, I think, is all about. Okay, to the syllabus. The syllabus is on the website. This is a partial syllabus. There are more parts to it that tell you about the school and disability services and all kinds of other things, how to get a car tag for your car to park, whatever. But this is for English 101. The very first page has my name and my phone number here on campus and my office hours and my office number. Please do not come to see me unless you call and make an appointment. I might be in a meeting. I might be sick. I might have gone to the bank. I don't know. Just call and make an appointment. Gas is too expensive to drive over here from anywhere on the off chance that I might be here. So even during office hours, it's a good idea to make an appointment. And that's true for all faculty members. Okay, the official course description is there, the prerequisites, which are the appropriate writing placement score or completion of English Online 1. I will check and make sure that every student is in the right class as the course goes along, so I'll know within the next week or two. Then there's a course outline, and then the most important thing is the calendar for this course for spring of 2017. I'm going to come back to that. And then general education information, and you can skip through that if you like to and read it through page 4. At the bottom of page, midway through page 4, there are the text and supplies. These are our textbooks. The first one is Stephen King on Writing. And we're going to be reading this book all the way through. This is Stephen King, one of the greatest living writers we have today. Now, a lot of people tell you he's not an artsy writer. He's not a classical writer. He's the best there is at what he does. You can't turn on the television without seeing something by Stephen King. Many movies and hundreds of books. He's just prolific, and he's darn good at what he does. The best there is at what he does. Now, I have students who think, well, it's a book. I don't like to read books. If you don't intend to read this book, drop the course. It's as simple as that. We're reading this book. You're going to be tested over this book. Okay? The other book, which will not be tested over in quite the same way, is the Modern Language Association Handbook. Now, this book is MLA, new in 2016, and we are going to go through this book page by page as the semester goes on. This tells you how to write an MLA paper. MLA stands for the Modern Language Association. Now, nothing in this book has to be memorized. Nothing in it. You just have to know where to find it. And that's what we're going to do this semester. When I give a paper at some organization, I look up everything to make sure I did it right, because I represent this college, this community, and sometimes this state. And people say, an English teacher from Kentucky sure didn't know how to do X. I don't want people saying that. I want to represent myself, the college, anybody else who knows me well. This is the place where you learn how to write a paper. But every time you write a paper, you must check it to make sure it's right. Follow directions. But you do not have to memorize a single thing in this book. Now, I'm going to lecture more when I get to paper 1, so I can't say everything I want to say now. Okay, the other thing that's on the syllabus is OWL, O-W-L, which is on the Online Writing Lab at Purdue University. The Online Writing Lab at Purdue University goes along with this book. So if you want to use that, you may. Anything that's on OWL or in this handbook, if you can show it to me, is acceptable, okay? If I say that's wrong, you can say, look on page 58, it's right. I'll give you the credit and probably a little extra because you caught me. Okay. I don't know that you caught me is a good expression, but I said it. All right, the grades are done by average, pure and simple. Blackboard's going to come up with the number of points available to all students. So don't tell me I have a different number than yours, probably so. Sometimes Blackboard just counts the things you did, but I've got a number that was available to every student. I'll tell you what it is at the end of the semester when Blackboard tells me. And I will divide your number of points by that. You'll see every point up on Blackboard. So it's right there available for you. There's a 10-point spread at the bottom of page 4, 90 to 100, 80 to 89, etc. And you must have an average of 60 or more to pass this course. Now, you have to write all 3 papers to pass this course. Students have to write all 3 papers. You can't be part of them and say, oh, well, I can pull a C out of here or a D, so I don't care. It won't work. You have to do all 3 papers. Writing, thinking, reasoning, following directions, being on time, all of that gets better with practice. Okay, now, at the top of page 5, there's a little paragraph about the statute of limitations. I put this in because students at the end of the semester will call me and say, oh, wait, back in January, I got 10 points for X. I did that. I get those 10 points. No. The students figure out they need 5 points and they start going through trying to find someplace where they can get 5 more points. It doesn't work. I have set up the points right now. I don't know you. It's not personal. Those are the cut lines, and they stay firm. If you tell me that you did something back in January and it's April, I don't remember, and you don't either. And if it's not on Blackboard, it doesn't count. So watch your Blackboard, watch your scores, make sure you get the points. For example, the biography exercise. That's 25 points. I think it may be 50 in this. No, it's 25 points. So, but I'm not going to give you points at the end of the semester because you say you did something. Okay? Check it now. Check it weekly. As a matter of fact, I think you need to check your Blackboard in all your classes at least 3 times a week, maybe more. It's first thing I do when I come here in the morning is check my email and take care of it before I do anything else. That's the way you ought to approach your classes. I also look at the calendars for my classes on Monday mornings and make sure I've got everything set up for the week. So find yourself a time, make yourself a schedule, keep up with what you're doing, okay? Rewrites, you can rewrite the first 2 papers if you get an E. After the 3rd paper, 1 grade, whatever it is. I accept late papers maybe for a week. Not any maybe about it. For a week. And then I will count down. I will count off for the paper being late that I will accept it. After the week, I will not accept it. And only the papers will I accept late. You don't want to lose points because you didn't get it in on time. We're going to check our papers. Are going to go through Blackboard, and there's a plagiarism check on those papers in my class. Please do not write me email or anything else in text languages, which is destroying our language. Capitalize the I. Don't text message me, please. I don't know what LMAO means. Actually, I do, but don't text that to me. Okay. We're using Standard English. We're teaching Standard English. We're learning better Standard English. Capitalize, punctuate, spell correctly. Look it up. So easy with a cell phone to look up a spelling word. Okay. Plagiarism is copying, and that means cheating. And if I catch you cheating, I will give you a 0 for the paper. And that will probably flunk you for the course. I give you the student academic policies and procedures there. You can look it up on the internet. You're responsible for it. You can look the section on plagiarism on OWL. But you'll know when you're cheating, and so will I. If you can look it up on the internet, so can I. Okay, now, top of page 6. You cannot use Wikipedia. You can start with Wikipedia. That, by the way, is in the MLA handbook. We're going to be learning this together because it just came out. But I noticed the other day, yay, they say you can start with Wikipedia. You can't stop with it. That might get you to something you can quote. You don't quote Wikipedia. And if you don't know why, ask somebody. Students may not use Spark Notes or cheat sheets or somebody helping them on the internet. That's going to catch, okay? If you can look it up, I can. Now the withdrawal policy, and then maybe we'll get to something more interesting. There is a date for withdrawal. Let's see. March the 7th, 2017 is this semester. I may use this tape over again, so check your academic calendar, which I'm going to try to hook up to each website next week. Check your academic calendar. After that date, I will not allow you to withdraw with an E, unless there is some absolutely super uber terribly good reason for that. I don't allow students to withdraw. You don't have the grade you want, that's the grade you made. I do not allow students to withdraw at that point, okay? Only in exceptional circumstances. Okay, let's take a minute, and so I can wet my throat. And now we're going to talk about the big thing, the biggie. The calendar is in your syllabus, and it's right here. Okay? It's separate on your website. Print this calendar out. This is mine, and as you can see, I've laminated it. I follow it exactly. It goes in this internet course by the week. So this week, we have the introductory YouTube, and it'll be up on the website. There'll be a quiz on the 11th through the 13th. You'll have time to take a quiz over the YouTube. And we're going to read the first 18 pages of the MLA handbook. There's an article, Good Manners on the Internet, and you have to do the biography assignment, which will also be up on the website. That is due the 13th, Friday the 13th. So, which on this particular semester, their directions are up on the website. Please learn how to use your website. Okay, the more you use it, the better you are. All of these things on the website will be on the left-hand side. That is where your table of contents is. Okay? Look for that. See what happens. Stick with me. We're going to get through this course and enjoy English 101. I want to tell you there are many things on the assignment sheet that you have to look up on the internet. It's very simple to do. The first one's High Tide in Tucson. Just type that in by Barbara Kingsolver and it'll pop right up. I've checked those this week. My Ghost, you can pop that right up. And then we have some articles at the end of the semester from NPR, which is National Public Radio. Very easy to find. And then assignments in the King Book. Everything on this sheet we are going to do. All of the papers are going to be assigned when it says they're assigned on this calendar. And they're going to be due when it says they're due on this calendar. Now, I have a back page here that's a little bit long, but there is a comprehensive book over a film and over the King Book and the assigned essays at the end of the semester. Okay? All right. Let's have a great time in English 101. Welcome.